Good evening, everyone. I'm Charisma Robinson.
I'm Keish Latterly. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Topping the news, discharged and charged. That's how two former police officers find themselves tonight. The men were charged with stealing from the Bahamas telecommunications company last week.
Altavi's Munnings was at the courthouse today for the arraignment, and she tells us that the magistrate issued harsh words to the former law enforcement officers.
44-year-old Ricardo Bain of Nelson Street in the brown suit and 31-year-old Lawrence Pinder of Antonio Drive in the blue suit arrived at the South Street Magistrates Court shortly before 3 o'clock Monday afternoon. The former police constables attached to the Western Division of New Providence appeared in Magistrates Court number 8 for a stealing incident that happened last week Friday. Bain spent 28 years on the force, while Pinder served 8 years. Once inside, the men received their discharge certificates from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Court dockets indicate that on Friday, April 29th, the men stole 3 Samsung cell phones, the property of the Bahamas Telecommunications Company, worth $435. Bain and Pinder pleaded guilty to the first charge. Magistrate Forbes then asked Prosecutor Superintendent Ursel Dorset if the following 2 charges should be read, since the men pleaded guilty to the first charge. Prosecutor Dorset said he would have to make that determination once the facts were stated. Dorset told the court that the police officers responded to an alarm activation at the R&D Plaza on John F. Kennedy Drive on April 29th. Upon arrival, the former officers recognized that a break-in did occur. After reviewing surveillance footage for their investigation, authorities observed the former constables removing the cell phones from the store and placed them in their bosom. Prosecutor Dorset said the former constables denied removing the cell phones when initially confronted by investigating officers. But when the former constables were confronted with the video, they recanted their denial and admitted to removing the cell phones. Prosecutor Dorset said Pinder was in possession of 2 phones while Bain had 1. Attorney DeVard Francis begged the court not to impose a custodial sentence on his client, as he is the breadwinner of his family, shot in the line of duty several years ago, and spent considerable time under treatment for those wounds. Pinder's attorney also stated that his client has already suffered embarrassment from his colleagues and the public on social media and pleaded for his client to obtain a second chance. However, Magistrate Forbes didn't mince words on how 2 senior officers decided to steal from a business establishment they are supposed to protect from criminals. Magistrate Forbes said he had to send a serious message and levied a $3,000 fine on the former officers that have to be paid in full by this Friday. If not, the men will spend 18 months in prison. Altavi's Munnings, ZNS Network News.